Have some seats. Please be comfortable. I'm Bob Durkin, President of the Greater Scranton Chamber of Commerce. I want to say thank you to Mayor Courtright, to the members of the City Council, members of the administration leadership team, and other public officials that are with us here today, as well as members of the SLIPCO, Metro Action, Chamber of Commerce at all. We want to say thank you to all of you for showing your level of interest and participation in the important issues of the city of Scranton. And we know that it's going to be something really important and special for all of you to participate. When we've done these forums in the past, the state of the city, it's always been under the guise of our Government Affairs Committee in terms of the facilitators. So I'd like to ask Rick Bishop, Attorney Rick Bishop, Chair of the Government Affairs Committee, to come forward and carry forward.
Thank you for the nice introduction, and I want to welcome everyone to the Scranton's State of the City Address by Mayor Bill Courtright. It's my privilege and honor to be able to provide this very brief introduction of the mayor, since everybody knows him so well. Mayor Bill Courtright is a lifelong resident of the city of Scranton. He has been a small business owner for over 30 years and was a member of the Scranton City Council from 2004 to 2010. And we all watched him on Thursday night television, that position. He was subsequently elected tax collector for the city and served in that position from 2010 to 2013. And us, the residents remember getting lots of correspondence from the tax collector. He was elected as mayor of the city in November of 2013 and assumed the office in January of 2014. Bill is married to the former Kim Mackin, who's sitting in the front row. Kim, welcome. And is the father of 3 grown children. I don't know if any of the audience today. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, let me just say that we have had a great working relationship with Mayor Courtright, and we look forward to hearing from him today and continuing to work with him for the betterment of the city of Scranton. And now, Bill.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2015 State of the City Address. As Mayor of the City of Scranton, it's my honor and privilege to report to you that the state of the city is solid and getting stronger. I have some people that I'd like to thank. I can't possibly thank everyone, but I'd first like to thank the Chamber for hosting us here today. Senator Blake, Representative Flynn, Representative Farida, Congressman Courtright, Senator Bobby Casey, our county commissioners, Wansack, O'Malley, and Staback. I also want to thank all the elected officials, community leaders, friends, and family, everybody who's helped us progress as far as we have these past 16 months. I especially want to thank the people that have been by my side day in and day out, often in the late hours of the night. Those are the members of my cabinet and my secretary, Kay. I have saved my most important thank you for last, and that is to my wife, Kim, whose love and support have guided me and been my rock throughout my life, especially this last year and a half. I'm here today to give the State of the City address, the state of our city. More specifically, we are here because of the abiding love for our city. We are here to talk about the difficult but necessary choices and sacrifices we must make together in order to set Scranton on a course for greater prosperity. I'm excited where we are, but I'm even more excited about where we're heading. Over the past year and a half, we made some difficult choices, set the course for recovery, and today I can report from putting a plan in place and following our plan, our city is making real progress. I'll be the first to say that we have some difficult challenges facing us, challenges that touch every family, every person, and every business who calls Scranton home. But I believe that we as Scrantonians are up for the challenge. I ran for mayor because I saw our city struggling under the weight of decades of financial and economic hardship. I ran for mayor because I saw families and businesses struggling to make ends meet. I ran for mayor because I knew we couldn't give up. I ran for mayor because I believe in Scranton. From day one, it was clear that getting back on track wouldn't be easy. It was clear it wouldn't be quick. But Scranton doesn't back down from the fight, and we don't give in. It's not glamorous, and the victories may sometimes seem small, but they are always significant because they continue to propel us towards financial stability and future prosperity, one step at a time. When I came into office, I brought on HGA Strategies with the generous support of the Chamber to build a plan that could work, and we've been sticking to the plan. Much of the plan has become part of the revised recovery plan drafted by the Pennsylvania Economy League, who have been an invaluable partner to my administration. I want to stress to you how productive our relationship has been with the Economy League, as well as the Commonwealth and DCED. We've really built this recovery plan together. Now, we've all seen recovery plans come and go. Our city remains in Act 47 for some 20 years. But I believe this time will be different. This time we're all rowing in the same boat. We built this plan together. My administration, HGA Strategies, PEL, DCD, and City Council. And we're going to make it happen together. A big part of my job as mayor is working every day to tell people in our city, around the Commonwealth, and all over the country that we're moving forward, that we're moving beyond the mistakes and, frankly, the embarrassments of the past. My initial focus has been to restore credibility and calm, to make Scranton a place where we don't see risk, or where we see stability and opportunity. A place where they can start a business or raise a family. Now, it's no secret we're going to have to endure pain and the sacrifice to get there. But the important point is this: we are getting there. We are no longer putting the public safety at risk by paying minimum wage to our police and firefighters. We are no longer defaulting on our debts. We are no longer wasting time playing politics, fighting with City Council. Instead, we're pursuing common sense solutions that work. We have taken an inclusive approach and have a strong and valuable partner in the City Council. We may not always agree, but that's okay. That's part of good government. I cannot overstate the importance of this strong and productive relationship. If we're talking to anybody that wants to invest in the city, anyone wanting to build something here, anyone considering lending us money, one of the first questions they ask me are the administration and council working together. And my answer is always yes. We've got to work and achieve real victories together. The council wars are over. To provide some perspective, when I came into office, we got used to seeing story after story in the paper, on the evening news, on the radio, all around the country, telling us our city was going bankrupt, that we were teetering on the brink of more defaults, that we were paying our workers minimum wage just to make payroll, and even that our city council meetings would make good material for a reality show. You don't see those stories anymore. In just over a year, we've been able to tell a different story about the city of Scranton, a story of hope and optimism, backed up by real progress. We're restoring trust in our city, and trust that matters when credit agencies are looking at us, when businesses are looking to invest, when people are looking to move to the city, and most importantly, it matters for the people of Scranton. When I came into office, financial institutions had little faith in Scranton's ability to meet its obligations. As a result, we couldn't find anyone who wanted to give us a tax anticipation note, or as you know, a TAN. Because tax revenues come in only a few times a year, many cities around the country, they issue bonds to help bring enough money to pay the employees and to make the necessary purchases to keep the city running. When the tax revenue comes in, we pay the lender back. It's a normal part of how cities operate, and it's typically considered to be one of the lowest risk investments out there. The fact that we couldn't find a bank that would even speak to us spoke volumes how financial institutions viewed Scranton. And I understand why. After defaulted on a debt in 2012, banks viewed Scranton as a bad investment. Now, the family came out of the budget that I inherited carried a 9% cost, which is 4 times the average cost for a tan, 4 times the average cost. We just couldn't afford it. So we got to work and we fixed it. Over the past year and a half, we cut the cost of the tan by half. That's real savings. The only way to get this done was to get serious about our finances and restore trust. No one's going to give us better rates if I just go around telling people things are getting better. They actually have to be better. Our local banks, regional banks, national banks are talking to us again. Scranton is earning trust back. What else do? We clear up the defaulted debt to Landmark Bank and MBT Bank, closing the book on one of our most embarrassing moments. This allowed us to get on with fixing the parking authority and open up the credit markets again. We are financing the biggest paving program in decades, $3.5 million in paving, by getting loans that just wouldn't have been able to get a year and a half ago. We're getting national companies to look at insuring our bonds again, something that would never have happened a year and a half ago. We are on track with one of our biggest initiatives, monetizing the Scranton Parking Authority. Through innovative partnerships and a great team, we are going to get this done. And I believe we are going to see an even better outcome than what I expected. We've only been able to do this because we are working together, because we believe in Scranton, because we aren't done yet. We have a lot of work to do, and we're going to do it. We are following the plan. Now, one of the biggest financial challenges we face is the $20 million judgment. It's an anchor around the city's neck, but we have to pay it. The longer we wait, the more interest it gathers, approximately $100,000 a month. Finding a way to pay this back responsibly is a priority of my administration. The sooner we address this debt, the sooner we'll be able to turn the corner towards a brighter, more prosperous future for the city. It's not going to be easy, and we have to approach it creatively. We can't do this the conventional way, by just issuing more debt without it being a part of a bigger solution. And at the end of the day, we can't do it alone. That's why we're working with the Commonwealth and other stakeholders each and every day. And I'm happy to report we're getting close to a genuine, holistic solution. Now, to be successful, we all have to make sacrifices. Everybody has to give something. And we have to recognize that it will be difficult. One of the group's important partners we have in our effort to move Scranton forward are the men and women of our unions. Our police who have made Scranton one of the safest cities in the Commonwealth. Our firefighters who we know will be there in some of our most difficult moments when no one else will. Our DPW workers who keep the city beautiful. Our clerical workers, all men and women who make the government work each and every day. The entire team here in Scranton, I want to say I'm proud of you. Scranton's proud of you. Now, there's no way forward for this city without our public workers. But there's certainly no way forward without real reform. We are in this together every step of the way. Just like you, they know things have to change. My message to the unions haven't changed. A strong Scranton is good for everyone, but we won't get there if all parties involved aren't willing to make necessary sacrifices and compromises. To date, we've bargained with the unions to achieve savings for our city's budget, to bring in new revenues, and to help shore up the pension funds. That impact is real. My job, my administration job as a negotiator, is to get the best possible deal for the city, and I believe we have. I'm not going to waste time asking for things that I know will never happen. I'm certainly not going to push this city into another risky, and costly arbitration award that takes nearly a decade to work out. And the reality is this city cannot afford to find itself again on the wrong end of a $20 million court award. Now, that doesn't mean we're not on opposite sides of the bargaining table. We are. The important thing is we went to the bargaining table and we got results. It was clear that the contracts we had with our police and fire unions had to be changed. That's what the Amoroso plan said. That's what the recovery plan said. And believe me, I know that's what you all said. We could not wait. We had to act. But the unions, they could have waited. I could have made as much noise as I wanted, but at the end of the day, their contracts wouldn't have expired until 2017. If they didn't want to come to the table, they didn't have to. But I got the unions to the bargaining table with the understanding that everyone had to pitch in to move Scranton forward. We worked hard for that. You almost never see a union open up their contract in midterm, and more rarely do you see it resulting in concessions. If we had waited any longer, we would have lost valuable time and money. So what did we accomplish? We got by far the lowest raises in a generation. We got the unions to double their pension contributions. We're tightening up on the overtime, and we reduced costly high-ranking staff. And we got all of this without going to arbitration. Arbitration would have meant dealing and handing over the keys to a pen. But at the end of the day, as we all know, almost always gives the unions a generous contract that we simply can't afford. We don't have to look far to see what happened. Could have happened, I should say. Just recently, the county correctional probation officers went into negotiations with Lackawanna County. What happened? They went to arbitration. They got double-digit raises over the life of their contract. We did it ourselves and got single-digit. We did it ourselves and got the most affordable contracts we've seen in decades. The contracts we negotiated are less than half of what the arbitration panel handed down to the county. Less than half. We can also look back on what happened the last time the city went to arbitration with the police and fire. When the city tried to fight the arbitrators, they awarded a contract between 2008 and 2014, and the Board of Common Pleas denied our case, and the city faced a 26% raise over the life of the contract. This is what happens in arbitration. If we average out the raises per year, the contract from the fire arbitration amounted to 3.8%. When the city went to arbitration, the award was about 3 times higher than what we were able to negotiate through good faith bargaining with our unions. One raise in the contract was 8%. The biggest raise we see is 1.75. Actually, every raise in the contract was bigger than any of the ones that we negotiated. But I'm not going to dwell on the past. But by using history as a guide, we were able to avoid an outcome that could have been harmful to the city's recovery. Past administrations have tried following the rabbit down a hole, and it just didn't work. We can't afford another 8 years fighting it out in the courts. Now, I know these contracts aren't perfect, but they're a product of compromise and common sense. We take the same approach with the DPW and clerical work. What I'm going to do with these contracts and what I've done with the police and fire is bring them to the table and get the best deal possible for this city. No double-digit raises, no crippling arbitration awards. Just real savings and the knowledge that we made this city one of the safest in the Commonwealth. Now there's more to do. The contracts are just a piece of what we have to work out with the unions. But ladies and gentlemen, we are not done yet. Ultimately, the biggest challenge our city faces is shoring up our pensions. And so tackling that challenge is in whatever way we can has always been number one goal of our recovery. Look, this problem is not unique to the city of Scranton. We are seeing cities all across the country struggle with the same issue. Chicago, one of our nation's greatest cities, is also pushed by the pension obligation. This isn't an excuse for what's happening here, but it rather adds context to our own struggles. The bottom line is unsustainable. That's why we work hard to bring people to the table with the message that we are in this together, and if we can find common sense on common ground, we'll succeed together. First, the contracts we negotiated doubled the required pension contributions from the police and fire to meet their own retirements, taking some of the burden off of the taxpayers. We are also cracking down on abuse. This is something that is important to me. It's something I will not tolerate. It's unfair to the taxpayers. It's unfair to the men and women who work hard to earn the pensions. We're going to do everything we can, work with whoever we need to go after the abusers. That's why we're cooperating with the Deposit Pension Board, the Auditor General, the state police, the federal government, in whatever ways we can to root out the abuse. That's why we're cooperating with the Scranton Sewer Authority and the Commonwealth on a responsible monetization that will keep rates low and help provide critical funding to our pensions, which will help lower the burden for the taxpayers. That's why we held the line on pension raises. I'm not going to allow the city to put itself in even further financial distress by permitting raises that we believe are illegal and that we cannot afford. It would be unfortunate if the board chooses to take us to court over this issue, but we are prepared to litigate if we have to. I have an obligation to all the taxpayers to ensure the city is not paying out money it is not supposed to be paying out. I have an obligation to the pensioners to ensure that the city can continue to make their base pensions payments. As I said before, there'll be critics, and there are those who say meaningful change is not possible for Scranton. I welcome the debate and thoughtful discussion, but I do not welcome pessimism. I did not run for mayor just to hand the city over to the unknown. I ran for mayor to help fix the city. If the city goes bankrupt, it will not be by my hand. Bankruptcy is not a way out, and it's certainly not in my plan for revitalization. I will say it again today, bankruptcy is bad for Scranton. I will do everything in my power to avoid it, and we can. Let me make it clear, bankruptcy for the city is not a new start. It will not be a clean slate. Municipal bankruptcy and personal bankruptcy are very different animals. Bankruptcy doesn't mean breaking the union contracts. It doesn't mean we get out of our debt obligation. And it certainly doesn't mean we get out of our pension obligation. It also doesn't mean the taxes go down. At the end of the day, it probably means taxes will go up significantly. Bankruptcy takes the fate of our city out of our hands and places it in the hands of a judge. Our plan requires sacrifice for the people of the city. And I know it's painful. I acknowledge that, and I cannot express enough my gratitude to the people of Scranton for banding together, for taking pride in the idea that if we believe and we work hard, we can fix the city together. Ultimately, we don't know what municipal bankruptcy would look like. I know the critics and naysayers think we're the next Detroit. I'm here to tell you that we are not. We are Scranton, Pennsylvania. We have a plan. We have a real opportunity to put all this behind us without inflicting the crippling damage that bankruptcy would bring to this city, the entire region, the Commonwealth. As Scranton goes, so goes Northeastern Pennsylvania. Bankruptcy means giving up. It means that we have no options left. We are nowhere near there. We have a plan and it's working. And I intend to see it through. You know, one of the things I love about being mayor in Scranton is that you have a chance to do something positive every single day. I think one of the big reasons for this is who I get to work with. When I look around this room, I see partners in the fight. I see residents and business leaders who have said, we love Scranton. But more importantly, people have put their blood, sweat, and tears behind making it better. That's the Scranton I'm proud to call home. That's our Scranton. I see people who want to see the city succeed more than anything. When I look outside this room, when I look all over our city and across the Commonwealth, I know people don't want to see the city fail. I see people with a helping hand extended. One of the partners that I'm incredibly excited to be working with is our Governor, Tom Wolf, who has been a key ally in our fight to put Scranton on the road to recovery. I'm grateful to the Governor for what he's trying to do for Scranton, for the time he's put in, and the access he's given us to his team. We have a great friend in Harrisburg who wants to do what he can to help, and he gets it. Senator Bobby Casey, a proud Scranton resident, one of our greatest advocates, was kind enough to set up a meeting for us with the governor's team just weeks after the governor took office. We had a chance to have a proactive discussion about how we would move Scranton forward. I'll never forget, as we were leaving the meeting, they asked me what my vision was for Scranton. After we had our finances stabilized, after we had our debts paid, what did I want to see for the city? They wanted to know what's special about Scranton, what we're working towards. I told them that our city is safe, that it has some of the best infrastructure in the country. I told them about our great universities, colleges, and hospitals, and about our innovative business community. But what I really emphasized to the governor was the amazing community we have here. We are some of the hardest working, most inventive and committed people you'll ever meet. I've told them Scranton is a place where family comes first and roots run deep. It's a place where people care and truly believe in the promise of this city. The Scranton I remember as a kid was a Scranton of tight, knit neighborhoods and strong communities. Scranton was a place that welcomed generations of immigrants looking for a better life, looking to live the American dream. Today, we are still a city where people go to find opportunity. So what is my vision? I want to see Scranton be a city of strong neighborhoods, strong community, and a place where people can come for good jobs, to start a business, and to raise a family. We can renew the promise of the American dream right here in Scranton. If we stick together to continue down the path of recovery, if we continue to fight, if we continue believing in Scranton, we can make it happen. I want to thank you for coming here today. God bless you and God bless the city of Scranton. Thank you. That concludes